What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 18 in my 9th annual 31 Days of Horror, a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. And continuing along with today, I decided to review a film that I didn't plan on reviewing, but after I got the box set, I just figured I had to talk about them. And that is Friday the 13th from the year 1980. I am a massive Friday the 13th fan, as you guys can probably tell. It's my favorite franchise. It has some of my favorite horror films of all time. I actually like every film in the franchise, except Jason X. I'm kind of okay with it, but it's really not my favorite. So, I got the box set, did an unboxing, got a ton of views, way more than my channel usually gets, and I decided, you know, it's October, the brand new box set, I had to watch them. So I figured after watching a couple of them that I need to talk about a couple of them. I'm not going to review the whole series, but maybe like the first 3 or 4. So we have Friday the 13th, 1980. It opens up with a couple getting it on and getting murdered. And then we flash forward to present day. And we're following a camp counselor on her way to Crystal Lake. She stops in a nearby town. Everybody kind of warns her, you know, don't go there. It's got bad juju. It's got a death curse, if you will, as Crazy Ralph says. And people in the town don't think opening the camp up is a good idea because, of course, the 2 murders at the beginning of the film, there was a little boy who drowned previously at the camp. The water was bad one year. It just seems like whenever somebody tries to open it, it just goes bad. So they think it's a bad idea. So this woman gets murdered on her way to the camp hitchhiking, and then we cut to the camp where we're introduced to a few characters, and they are preparing to open up the camp before like the kids and everything arrive. It's, you know, it's the early stages, but they're kind of just goofing off and smoking weed and having sex and stuff like that, and they start getting picked off one by one. So that's Friday the 13th. Of course, Friday the 13th is sort of a rip-off film. Halloween made a ton of money, and Sean S. Cunningham directed this film, and he basically was like, Halloween made a bunch of money, let's rip it off. So they did. They picked another kind of holiday in Friday the 13th, and it's a whodunit film. It's a slasher, but Friday the 13th really perfected the slasher film. Friday the 13th and the sequels pretty much was the, you know, even though it wasn't the first slasher film, it was really the one to kind of do it in the way that we're familiar with, and it was copied and copied over and over again, which is funny because Friday the 13th was copying Halloween, so it's pretty interesting. There's some decent kills in it. Kevin Bacon has a good death in this one. In HD, you can definitely see how it's done, and it doesn't look as good, but it's still a very nostalgic kill for me. And of course, there's a great beheading in the film, which again, HD kind of hurts it a little bit, but it's kind of one of those things where you know so much about these films as a fan that you know how everything was done anyway, so it's like, you know, if people didn't point all this stuff out, like the toothpicks in the neck and stuff like that, it might not have been as noticeable. But the thing about Friday the 13th is it's never really been my favorite in the series, and I've actually considered it one of my least favorites for a very long time. It wasn't until I saw it in the theater a couple of years ago, and then again in the drive-in earlier this year, that it really cemented my love for it. I've always liked the sequels way more, but there's something about this first one that kind of opened itself up to me, and it's really like the atmosphere, the rainy summer night that happens later in the film is really cool, and it reminds me of summer as a kid when it's raining out and stuff like that. And it just has a good atmosphere. It has a really good camp atmosphere. I really like that about the original Friday the 13th. I think the twist is a little, or the reveal, is a little cheap because there's no way you could guess who the killer is. So I've always kind of found it a little bit cheap, but the performance of the killer is really good, and it's one of the better performances in the film. It's pretty creepy. So in the film series, that is. Yeah. So with that said, Friday the 13th, my favorite kill in it is definitely the throat slice at the beginning of the movie, and I really like the decapitation too, like the slow-mo and stuff. But the Blu-ray here has the uncut version, which has a little bit more gore. It's like a couple seconds, but it definitely helps. So with that said, I give Friday the 13th, the original, a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm pretty high on these, so 9 out of 10 for Friday the 13th. With that said, I'll see you guys next time with another one. Peace out.